Delicious meets nutritious in the snack that packs a real protein punch. Wonderful Pistachios. Each 1-ounce serving of Wonderful Pistachios has 6 grams of protein, giving you over 10% of your daily value and making Wonderful Pistachios one of the highest protein nuts. But perhaps more than that, I love all of the flavors they have. Their sea salt and vinegar ones are my favorite when I'm craving that flavor but want to keep it healthy. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Wonderful Pistachios come in a variety of flavors, like chili roasted, honey roasted, smoky barbecue, and jalapeno lime, perfect for enjoying with family and friends or taking them with you on the go. Whether you're a pistachio purist who loves cracking open every nut, or you prefer the convenience of no-shells pistachios, Wonderful Pistachios has got you covered. Grab Wonderful Pistachios and elevate your snacking game today. So fill up with a healthy snack when hunger strikes. Visit wonderfulpistachios.com to learn more. That's wonderfulpistachios.com.
Want to teach your kids financial literacy, but not sure where to start? Greenlight can help. With Greenlight, parents can keep an eye on kids' spending and saving, while kids and teens use a card of their own to build money confidence. As a parent, you can send instant money transfers, set up chores, automate allowance, and more. It's a convenient way to run your household, customized to your family's needs, and the easy way to raise financially smart kids. Get started with Greenlight today and get your first month free at greenlight.com/Spotify.
This is Optimal Health Daily, episode 2670. 5 Simple Productivity Hacks That Will Change Your Life by Julianna Poplin of simplyfiercely.com. And I'm Dr. Neil. Welcome to another Sunday bonus episode. This is where I share an episode from another podcast in our network. And this one today is coming from my brother's podcast, Optimal Living Daily. You can find that podcast wherever you're hearing this. So with that, here's my brother Justin as we optimize your life.
5 Simple Productivity Hacks That Will Change Your Life by Julianna Poplin of simplyfiercely.com. It's frustrating to get to the end of the day and feel like nothing you wanted to get done was accomplished. There are constantly so many distractions that you may not even realize they're happening. To help you regain your focus, here are 5 simple productivity hacks that will change your life. 5 simple productivity hacks. Set your goals, reassess your schedule, plan ahead, focus on your priorities, and stack your habits. Number 1, set your goals. Your first simple productivity hack is to set your goals. You can't get to where you want to go if you don't know where it is you want to get to. Start by taking the time to think through your goals. This step is imperative. Imagine that you want Google Maps to give you directions. You have to give it a destination, or it has no way of knowing which streets to go on and what directions you need to take to get there. What is your desired destination? Vague goals aren't very helpful either. To maximize your likelihood of success, you need specific and measurable goals. I like the SMART method. This approach gives you a framework for setting clear and more focused goals. SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely. Number 2, reassess your schedule. Does your current schedule match up with your goals for your life? It's so easy to get caught up in a default life. Different things are asked of you constantly, and it can be hard to say no, particularly if you're a people pleaser. There are various reasons why your life may be busy and cluttered. The problem comes when you spend all of your time doing things you didn't intend to do, and you don't have time left for the things that matter most to you. There are always a variety of events, obligations, and opportunities being presented to you. With social media, it's easy to feel like you're missing out. But when you say yes often, you're still missing out. It may be the things you need most, like rest and time with family, that you're missing out on by being so busy with all of the other commitments. Every yes you give to something by default means no to something else. This second simple productivity hack is to take some time to reassess your schedule and think through your commitments. If you want to be able to work on your goals and be more productive, you need to set aside the time and space to be able to focus on the tasks that go along with that. Number 3, planning ahead. After you've created some space in your life, your next simple productivity hack is to set aside time to plan. Quote, every minute you spend in planning saves 10 minutes in execution. This gives you a 1,000% return on energy. Brian Tracy. Planning your day simply and effectively takes some practice, but if you stick with it and set aside time regularly to plan the upcoming day or week, you will notice results. When you plan ahead, you're able to be more efficient and purposeful with your time. While you're planning, keep in mind what your priorities are for that period of time. Planning gives you the ability to set your priorities intentionally ahead of time. It helps you to be purposeful with your time and keeps your goals at the forefront. Planning also provides clarity. I can't tell you how many times I've sat down to work without a plan and then wasted hours getting distracted by various things because I didn't have a clear intent to begin with. When you designate time in your schedule for a specific task, you make it clear what you'll be working on for that time block. Number 4, focus on your priorities. Planning ahead helps you set aside time for your most important tasks. When you're in those time blocks, the most important thing you need to do is focus. This may seem like a simple productivity hack, but it may be the most challenging one to actually do. We've become so used to being distracted so much of the time that we hardly know what it feels like anymore to spend a significant amount of time focusing. Instead, we try to multitask by jumping from one thing to the next. And the result? Typically fewer things accomplished and a less than optimal result. About a month ago, I challenged myself to spend a 3-hour time block when my husband and children would be gone to focus on one single task, writing. 2 things really surprised me after those 3 hours were over. One was how difficult it was to stay focused on the task. I was so tempted numerous times to just check Facebook real quick. However, I kept forcing myself to focus and didn't allow myself to give in to the distraction temptations. The second most surprising thing was how much I can accomplish in 3 hours when I don't let myself get distracted. I never would have guessed that I could have come up with ideas for 20 different posts and have outlines for all of them. And how could I have known that without the experience of making myself stay on task? Try focusing. It's challenging and takes practice, but it works. And number 5, stack your habits. One easy way to work towards your goals and be more productive is to work not only on your schedule, but also on your habits. I recently finished reading Atomic Habits by James Clear and learned simple ways to change your habits. One of my favorite ways that he mentions is called habit stacking, which is your last simple productivity hack. The idea behind habit stacking is that you're taking a habit that you already have and stacking a new habit you want with it. It feels less effortful to start a new habit when you're pairing it alongside something you're already doing. For example, let's say you have a goal of drinking more water. And let's imagine that you eat breakfast at 7 a.m. every morning. If you add drinking a glass of water to your pre-existing habit of eating breakfast at 7, it'll seem pretty easy. Attaching a new habit to a current habit is an easier transition than trying to create an entirely new habit by itself. When you work on your habits, they eventually become second nature. That means that once you have those habits in place, they feel less effortful because you no longer have to think about them. These 5 simple productivity hacks of setting your goals, reassessing your schedule, planning ahead, focusing on your priorities, and stacking your habits will change your life. Each of them takes some time, practice, and intentionality. However, the payoff for how much more productive you will be in working towards your goals makes it more than worth the effort. You just listened to the post titled 5 Simple Productivity Hacks That Will Change Your Life by Julianna Poplin of simplyfiercely.com.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
Thank you to Julianna. my personal favorite is habit stacking. It's something we already do pretty much unconsciously. But when thinking about building a new habit, it's like we forget that it's even a thing. Like our morning routine, most of us have already stacked certain things into our morning. We turn off the alarm clock, maybe look at our phones, get up, use the restroom, brush our teeth. It's all stacked one on top of the other. And I'd be very surprised if you don't do those things in a certain order. Same with nighttime. Probably something similar. You brush your teeth, use the restroom, set your alarm. Again, likely in the same order every single day. And yes, of course, sometimes we don't do one for one reason or another, but it's been stacked that way for so long that we'll jump right back into the routine next time around. So if only we could just slide in something into the middle of that stack, right? Like a nice healthy habit where, for instance, in the morning, before we get to eat that breakfast, we do 30 squats without weights or even just 10 squats. It's so simple. It takes 1 minute. And we can definitely add that to the stack. Now, if we can do that just for a couple of weeks, the next thing you know, it'll be just another thing you do, like eating breakfast or brushing your teeth. And we can do it. It just takes one small baby step today to add something into your routine. So try it out with anything you'd like to add to your routine. Hope you have a great Friday if you're listening in real time. Thank you for listening. And I'll see you tomorrow over the weekend where your optimal life awaits.